Hello, hello. Okay, so I put out in my newsletter that I would do some free website reviews. This is what we do inside the Trailblazers Mastermind is when people create content, they update their website, they make any kind of changes. I come in and I do a video review like this and I give it to them inside of their daily community so that they can ask me questions, team members questions, peers questions, and also get my eyes on their content and get reviews from me. So I wanted to offer this to people outside of our community so they could take advantage of that as well and thank people who are just in my world, but maybe not inside the Trailblazers community. So these are people who are on my email list and sent me over their websites to review. Now, these are going to be really quick reviews. Inside of our program, I go to each page and I review each page. This is more of like a first impression. I jump on your website. If I'm a couple, these are some of the things I might notice. These are the things that are working well and aren't. Now, again, when I usually do content reviews, I kind of like to do that whole Oreo cookie thing. I don't know if you've heard of that strategy, but when you're writing an email or anything, you really want to first tell the people the good things, the things they're doing right, then give them the kind of the criticism, the cream, right? And then end it with another sandwich cookie, something sweet to wrap it up. And that's how I like to do my content. Like point out what you're doing right, talk about what you could do better, and then point out some other good, strong points. But because today I got so many of these, I just want to be able to get through as many of them as possible and give you guys as much help as possible. So I'm not going to do all the sweet sugar coating. We're going to just jump in. I'm going to give you some critique that hopefully you can take and put into action right away. There'll be simple things, just web page landing, getting on here, and my first impression. So let's start off. I've got all these people up here. So if you see your name up here, you know I'm definitely going to be getting to you. So stay on and watch. And if I didn't get a chance to get to yours this time, continue to send them as I have reviews coming as I send these out. I'll do these, maybe once a quarter or whenever I can. But stay on and watch because maybe there's something that's similar in your website that you can get some feedback from. And that's why I'm doing these live so everyone can see them and kind of make adjustments as we go. So first off, this is called your hero image, and she has done a really good job at creating this hero image. It's really beautiful, and it scrolls automatically, which is really nice. So I get to see a lot of different things. I do personally like the hero image to be just a tad smaller so that this line, it's called the fold, that you see a little bit under the fold so that people know to scroll and see what's coming next. And then the other thing is I noticed that on some of these images, the white words don't show up as well. So I would just make the navigation bar really distinct and make sure that people know exactly where they're going and what they can see. I love your graphic, your logo. That's beautiful. The images you picked are gorgeous to start with. I like that you've give them a little bit of your brand values and mission statement there. You see more photos and a review. Oh no, this is a quote. Okay, a cute Dr. Seuss quote that probably goes along with your brand. Makes a lot of sense. However, it's better if you have reviews. So the best thing that you can do is to have a review on every page of your website, but most definitely on your homepage. So one thing I would do is definitely add a review here, and then people want to know about you. So I would have definitely like a button that goes over to your about page and just a little blurb about yourself. And then definitely you always want to end with a call to action. Yes, they can come down here in your footer and grab contact, but if you can have a call to action here that's like, contact me, let's chat, whatever, and take them right to your contact page. Your whole goal is to funnel them in, to get them on a call, to get them to book. So you want to make sure you have that available on multiple links and buttons in your page. Otherwise, this is great. It really grabs my attention and looks beautiful. Okay, we're gonna go on to this. So she has it where you can see the fold. See, this is really great. I like that. I like that she's saying, nice to meet you. Like, I'm so glad you're here. She's making you feel welcome. I can clearly see all of your navigation stuff. That's also really good. Now, I know this Florida-based elopement photographer, for those who dare to love your tagline, and that you have a button that's a call to action. However, you really should move it down off of your header image, and also these buttons I tend to put down below and not right up front. So having these things up here is really good for your SEO to have this on the page, but you can move it down. So I would just move it down off of your header image. And then she's got a nice little about you and then goes straight to let's chat. Instead, I would have this go to learn more about you and take you actually over to the about page. And then you've got some upcoming travel. Instead of book, I would take this to your travel page, or like, what you're traveling for. Like if you do dream destinations, if these are places that you are going to be for weddings, then have this go over to your weddings tab. Um, and then this must be your portfolio. So the see more is good. But instead of this, these two buttons, it seems like probably takes them to the contact page, which is great. But instead, I would rather take this over to the about page, and then over to like your weddings or elopements page, and then see more, and then a big call to action down here that is like, yeah, book or let's chat. Like those call to actions should be sprinkled throughout, but definitely at the end. And so you've got the send an inquiry here, so that's good as well. But a big button is always great. And then adding like a review to this page would be great. So, and there's just a lot of blank space here. So I would add some more photos and like kind of clean this up. There's just a lot of empty space. All right. Ooh, I love this image. This header image like really grabs my attention. And then right away it's scrolling and I can see that you do all kinds of different work. And I love your black and white work. This image is fun. So you've picked some really great images as your header images. I like that there's nothing on top of the header image. Your logo's over here and your navigation bar seems very clear. That's great. We've got your philosophy, your brand values, the mission statement right away. We can see your portfolio work and it looks like we can click on to more. So that's all great. I would like to build this out and be able to also click off to see, more about your about page, and then click over, you've got your portfolio, click over to your info. So maybe something on here that takes you over to your info, and then something that definitely takes you to your contact page. So a big strong call to action down here at the bottom, and maybe, just expanding this homepage a little bit would be great, and definitely getting them over to that contact page is going to be really important because that's how you get your bookings. Otherwise, everything looks really nice here. Well done. Okay. And then we have Jessica. And your header is a beautiful image. I like that your navigation bar, kind of comes and goes. That's nice, and kind of figure out where I'm going. Love your logo. That's beautiful and very unique. And so it sets you apart, makes you stand out. I would just make your header a little smaller so that this is above the fold. This is great. You're introducing them, inviting them in. I like that. You can go click over to the about. It shows you working and shows your beautiful smiling face. You've got some good keywords I can see in here for SEO. That's great. This shows right away what kind of work you do and where they can go see more of it. That's wonderful. And then you've got reviews on your page. Also, so good. Love that. And this looks like it goes over your blog, which is really helpful. Also, I love this image. All these images are gorgeous. So I think with publications, I like to see them in the footer a little better, or maybe even on page with reviews, or but if you do want them on your homepage, I would just make them gray or black and white. Having all these different random colors or not your brand colors are a little distracting, right? So that's one thing. And then they get in touch. That's great. You've got a call to action. This is a nice, strong call to action. And you have something where you can grab their newsletter and continue to sell to them. Love that. This is all really well done and has really strong call to actions, places where people can find you. It seems really easy to navigate. Well done. All right, this is a beautiful logo. I like that all your navigation's up here. I would not start with words at the top. You should always start with just your header image. So let's just move this down. And also if you can pull it out so it's not like a little triangle right in the middle, but takes up more space, and kind of like no words are hanging off. So if you can get this all kind of on one or two lines and putting it down here, I think would be best. And then having your images scroll through is really pretty. Got some great images here. They all kind of flow pretty well, and the order you put them in makes a lot of sense. It looks like all one wedding, which you could totally go with it because it flows well and it makes sense and it tells the whole story. But also if you do, other things, it's nice to kind of see everything that you do right away so people know. I like that you go straight into So like I would move this down, right? And bring this down here. Is that a review? Okay, so I would make this a whole like section and I would block it out and I would let people know it's a review and I would also say the couple's name and maybe where they were from. Um, and then this is good SEO, but you can put it anywhere. And so I would maybe move that down. Also, these seem misplaced. So I'd move that down as well. And then I like that you're get on here right away. We know who you are. We see your smiling face, and then you can go get more about you. Super cute. We get the gal behind the lens. Love that. Like these. So I would just spread this stuff out a little more. That I would put this below your about. This could stay here and then maybe add your reviews here and then a strong call to action to go to your contact page would be perfect. Yeah. All right. So this is great. I love that you have the scrolling photos. Your brand colors really match your style and your photography. And I like that this is above the fold. This your logo maybe needs to be off to the side. It's kind of funny how it just like falls on people's heads in weird places and stuff. So I would just move your logo maybe over here off to the side a little more, and just make sure that you can clearly see your navigation bar. Maybe make it colored like your inquire button, but I'm glad your inquire button really stands out. That's really well done. Um, and then you've kind of got your tagline, your brand values. That's good. And then we get to meet you, see your cute smiley face right away, and go straight over to your about page. That's awesome. And then you've got your blog links, also really smart and good. These publications are a little bit better because they're not the big circles, but if you can make these like all gray, I think that'd be even better. And then you've got the kind words, and it seems like it takes them over to a page. That's perfect. I know right away what you do, and it looks like I can click on them and see more of those. Um, and then you've got contact right away, how they get a hold of you. I personally would make this like either so that it can open up and people can like close it like accordion style, or it's just a contact button and goes to your contact page. Having all this at the bottom seems like kind of a lot, but otherwise, really well done. Okay, so this that I don't know what happened. Let me just refresh that. Okay, so to me, that's you've already got your logo up here. I wouldn't start with that logo. I would start with this video. The video is so much more compelling, right? So I would just start right away the video and get the logo out of there. So if that means you need to start, probably your video starts with a logo, but maybe you just start the video at a certain time instead of right at the logo. That's what I would do. I like that your navigation bar is clear. This video is so compelling. I love this so much. Also, what a cute photo. Well done. You introduce yourself right away. Oops, what did I do? But I would have a button that takes them over to your about page. You have one, right? Oh, maybe you don't have one, but you might want to create one and then have a button that takes you over there. And then right away I can see what kind of service you offer. That's great. And then we've got a little bit of your brand values and mission statement here, and they can see more of your portfolio. You've got reviews with their names. It really stands out. That's perfect. And then right away, a great call to action, and then other ways to find you. Looks great. I love it. Um, yeah, I just think that was a little jarring, the very beginning of this. So I would just have this video start after the logo, and then I think you're great. Okay, so again, we've got it just where you got to scroll to see the fold. So maybe I would just, and it even has like a scroll to begin, but of course my logo is covering it up so I couldn't see that. So that works too, or just making this a little shorter. I like that you kind of got your little tagline right away. And then your navigation bar is right under it. It's really pretty how it does that like ombre of colors. That's beautiful. Goes really well with your brand. Your brand all makes so much sense to me. All these colors make sense. And you can learn more about you, your philosophy, your brand. I like that. And then you've got your reviews clearly showed with the couple's photos. That's beautiful. And then more about you. So this is more about your actual brand, which is great. You've got like brand values, brand statements, what you're doing, and then it takes you over to more about you. Um, and then portrait galleries in this session. So you might just want to be a little more clear about exactly what you offer. If I landed here, I wouldn't be 100% sure. I'd be like, well, she seems like a beach photographer. Maybe she does engagements and weddings. definitely looks like she does families, right? It's a little confusing. So maybe just clearing this up to family portraits, and then whatever this, your lifestyle, and then maybe your weddings. And then those maybe go to your contact, but they could go over to your portfolios of the different kinds. So think of the three different kind of um, photography things that you offer. It looks like you do like family, lifestyle, maternity, and weddings. So I would just really break that out into here so people know exactly what you're offering. And then I like that you're asking for their email. Is there any way to click this out, or that just kind of pops up? If it's a pop-up, I would try and like get it in line so that it lines up here instead of cutting into your wedding photos, because those are beautiful photos and you want to show them. Um, and then you've got more down here where people can click and they can get in touch with you, which is great. I would just have another really big call to action here to contact you that goes to your contact page. Everything else looks really well done. All right. And ooh, I love these photos right away. They're so clear. I come in and I'm like, okay, I see she does weddings. I see she does maternity. She does newborns, maybe elopements, like super cute. Right away, I know what you do. I can see your style. That's well done. Navigation bars up here and it's clear. I would maybe this looks good. I would maybe move it off, like just leave your logo here or move this down. You kind of want your photos to be front and center when people land. Um, this is great, kind of your brand values, what you do. You've got your 5-star reviews. That's amazing. And people can click through and see the photos along with the reviews. Perfect. Schedule now. Great call to action. And then who you are, I would have this click over to your about page, and then your feature work. That's great. I know right away, couples, weddings, and families. I know what you do. Click here to see current galleries. That probably takes you over your blog, which is great for SEO. That's good. And then another strong call to action. Instead of just follow me on Instagram, that's not a very strong call to action. What you really want them to do, you don't just want more Instagram followers, you want them to book. So I would go ahead and get another strong call to action here to book a call with you. Otherwise, looks great. All right. Oh, I love this introduction. This feels like I'm going to go on a journey and I'm going to get told a story, which I love. This is about you, your life, your love, your story. This is like a perfect introduction. I would try and push it off up so it's above the fold. And then you've got a navigation bar that comes out. That's good. I might have it just be here if you could. That feels like it could get lost. People might not see it. And that's like a lot when it just opens up like that. Um, so this is great. This kind of tells you right away about like what your brand is, who you are. It says thank you for being here, kind of welcomes them in. Beautiful photo, shows your galleries. I think there needs to be a space there. And then you can kind of scroll through your different work. Your work is beautiful. Um, I like how you're kind of going from color and black and white. That helps make sure it all kind of flows. I feel like this is a weird flow right here. I don't know. I would maybe take that photo out just because it doesn't really match your other photos. Like, or maybe put those two together. Um, but it has a different look to it in coloring, I feel like, than your other photos. Maybe if you have these in black and white, it might, I could see these two being black and white and that being color if you have those. And then I think you need spaces here again. And those words, these are beautiful photos. Home session, well done. Kind of shows what else you do more. Okay, so this is a lot of portfolio work for a homepage. So I would have portfolio. Yeah, I would create maybe a portfolio page that people can click over and see all of this. This galleries should be a whole other page. It should be on your homepage. And then yeah, you could have your special occasions. And instead of calling it special occasions, I would call it weddings and elopements or weddings. Because I anything could be considered a special occasion to me, right? Um, and then home sweet home, you could just call it like lifestyle and picnic at the park, date night. So, these are all like ideas of different styled. So I would just definitely make this a whole nother page. This is a lot for your homepage. So I think these galleries should be on a totally separate page and just have galleries. Um, and then these hopefully click over to your about page, your pricing, your contact. That makes a lot of sense for me. Then you have your frequently asked questions and then ways for them to get in touch. So I would move this whole middle section and then it would be a little introduction of you. I would click this over to your about page. And then underneath this photo, it would go straight to this where they can click over. Instead of about, you can make this portfolio and then it can click over to your galleries and then pricing and then contact. And then you have your frequently asked questions. And then I would have a really strong call to action down here to get in touch with you. Okay, and I'm going to do one more for you guys. All right, so this same thing, I would kind of just move this above the fold. And let's see, color and chaos. That's so cute. So I just think the color and chaos, maybe the black and whites are beautiful, but maybe you want to move away from those just to kind of pull out your brand, like the whole color and chaos thing right as we hit. And like this coloring of that photo seems very different than this coloring. So you just kind of want to make sure that all your header photos are kind of really similar. So all have a similar feel, similar temperament, temperature and colors and all that kind of stuff. So people right away feel consistency when they come to your brand. This is a super cute logo. And just making sure that these really stand out and people can see your navigation bar and get in touch with you. And then there's just a lot of green background. So break that up with some of your other brand colors. And this tells me right away what you do, who you are. This is good for SEO. I would click this over to your about page. And then this is like, instead of what I do, make it about your customer, what you can expect, how it feels like to work with me, what's next, what are the steps? What's the process? Instead of what I do, talk about what you do for them and try and reword that and then take them through and let them know, oh, these aren't your steps. These are the things you offer. So, you know, ways ways your life can be documented, or like make it about them. Like, what are the ways they can work with you? Ways I can work with you, right? Things like that. And then this is also your portfolio. Should probably not be on your homepage. I would move this over to like a portfolio page or a gallery or blogs. Kind words is always good to have on every page, so that's great. I would maybe just change the background color to break this up a little bit. And then right away you have invested into your family legacy. I love that. This is a great tagline and this is a great call to action. So well done there. Well, thank you everyone. This has been so much fun. I loved getting the responses and I loved looking at all your beautiful work and your websites. And I hope this is helpful. Just remember, you want strong call to actions, and your whole point of your website is to get people to get booked with you. So your homepage should really lead them to understand who you are, what you do, if you're the perfect fit for them, and then have a strong call to action to get them to reach out to you. All right, you guys, I hope to see you more and work with you in the future. And if you ever have any questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram because I love chatting.